morning, everybody. Congratulations on making it. I guess this isn't the first session of the day, but all the same. Thank you for making it after the party. What was everybody's favorite ride? I did King Kong. The Simpsons was also awesome. I loved walking through Springfield, so that was cool. Everybody enjoyed themselves last night? Yep. Everybody ready to learn some best practices for your organization? Woo! Let's get pumped, because Friday morning session, I love it. Because what we do on the OneNote team, my name is Ben Hodis. I'm the PM in charge of the apps. I'm joined by my excellent colleague, Amrita Rout, who is in charge of the Android apps. And what we do a lot is talk to customers. I know, surprising. But what we do is we talk and we learn scenarios, we learn how people use things, because the way that we improve the product is learning how you guys are actually using it. And so what I'm excited to do today is kind of distill down some of the common patterns that we see from our users. And the thing I'm excited about to talk to you here is that you'll see that you might see some of your organization's best practices reflected here. Because the truth of the matter is, a best practice is one that works. The best note you take is the note you actually take. Because I don't know about you, I'll be sitting there and be like, oh, I'll remember that. And then an hour later, I'll be like, what was the thing I was supposed to remember? I'll remember that I was supposed to remember something, but not the thing. So really, everything, if you remember one thing from today, I want you to remember that the way you are using OneNote, if you're using OneNote, is probably going to be a best practice. Getting in there and doing that is the most important thing that you can do. So that said, we're going to talk through some real scenarios. Then you're going to see some excellent pro tips on mobile. Maybe learn a couple of things along the way. So one scenario that we see our users go through a lot, especially in the enterprise, are field notebooks and instruction manuals. So what do I mean by that? Well, we have a lot of customers who have tablets, mobility, and they go out onto a job site, be it a factory floor, be it in the middle of nowhere working train lines, be it a chemical plant, all these sorts of things. Things where connectivity may or may not be great, and places where having something in front of you immediately to be able to reference a diagram or instructions is key. So one thing we say, I have a customer in mind where they work on trains, they're a train company, and the thing about train lines, the thing about rail tracks, is they go in the middle of nowhere. And so you have to service these lines. And so they actually, folks get into these modified pickup trucks, like with literally instead of wheels, they have wheels. Instead of tires, they've got the train kind of things. And then they just drive on the tracks, and they do the maintenance. And something that's really important in this is having a really good manual. So with OneNote, what you can do is you have the folks back at base who have the OneNote notebook. They put all of the content into that OneNote notebook. They can make changes. They can put in new stuff. And when that operator is at base where they have Wi-Fi, all of that syncs down onto their device. So you can kind of realize that it's a centralized content management strategy where the couple of folks who are in that content space push that information into the notebook, and then when that gentleman or woman finds themselves in the middle of nowhere in Montana, doing that maintenance on the track, they have full offline functionality. So they can review all of the great things. They can embed the videos. You can embed pictures. So they can see exactly what they need to do when they're doing it. But wait, there's more. Because OneNote works offline. So what you can do is when you go there, now I'm on site, and I see something on the track. I say, this needs to be fixed. I take a picture of it. It gets saved into my OneNote. I take some handwriting notes, saved in my OneNote. Then when I come back into cell range, or Wi-Fi range, I don't have to do anything. I could still be driving back to home base, and the notes that I took are already being uploaded back as soon as it comes back in cell range. Because OneNote's very clever about making sure that as soon as you connect, we're going to try and sync everything you got immediately. And so this is a fantastic kind of scenario where you see where starting all the way from central content management push, saving that offline, being offline and taking notes, and then having that immediately go back so that if you need to dispatch a repair truck, that repair truck can be dispatched before the person even gets back. And that's a really, really, really powerful pattern. Another one that we get questions about often is medical and research kind of lab notebooks. And this one for me was kind of funny because, you know, we get people who call us and they say, can I use this for a lab notebook? And my first reply was, why wouldn't you be able to use it for a lab notebook? Because I'm like, of course, it's OneNote. Go ahead. But there are a couple of interesting things in there that make OneNote uniquely suited for things like research notebooks, for things like medical notebooks, you know, medical research notebooks. One is, as you can imagine, OneNote can take any kind of data. So again, any kind of document, any kind of picture, any kind of recorded observation. You can talk into it using dictate. Useful if you've got your hands inside of, like, you know, a plutonium extractor or something like that. You can just talk to it for your notes. Note to self. And it keeps that all in one place. And when all that information is in one place, because a lot of our research medically is done by residents who are technically still students, they have, you know, a director who would want to check this to teach them how to, you know, go about doing all this kind of research. And with sharing, as soon as that information is in that notebook as they're doing their research, it's not that the director has to go, oh, I want to see a copy of it, you know, send it to my desk. They can go in and they can leave notes in the notebook saying this is good, refine here, more of this, less of this. And because it's OneNote, you get to see exactly who's making what comment. So when you see your director says more of this, less of this, you go, absolutely, and the next time you're back in the lab, you can go and do that. And the last piece, of course, you see the big scary word medical there, is compliance. So of course, OneNote, being a premier Microsoft Office product, is completely compliant. It completely supports any HIPAA workflow. It completely supports if you're in any sort of our super high security regions like government. If anybody here is in government, it'll work there. You're good. Excellent. Look at that. Fantastic. So you can use it to score some pretty secure stuff. So that's A, that's great. But then B, there's an even more interesting thing when it comes to medical research in general. And this is where you get to other compliance systems, not just the security of the data, which is there are compliance rules that say when you produce research, you need to be able to, like, show people your data. And indeed, the data needs to be co-located next to the actual, like, published paper. So you'll find a situation where now, since your OneNote is on OneDrive, which is good, you also put your white paper, the research paper, on OneDrive. It's in one folder. Now that's getting backed up for you. It's being maintained for you. You have version history, all of the things that you need. And indeed, some research institutions go even farther and back things up to tape. Now, when they back up to tape, they don't need to do anything special. They just are backing up to tape the same folder where they have all of their medical, you know, they have the research and they have the paper right there. So it's a wonderful workflow with each of these pieces all being supported for a research lab notebook or for a medical journal. And we think it's a really good pattern. And I'm sure that you might be thinking you can see starting to see some commonalities with something, you know, in your enterprise. And with that, I'd like to say, Amrita, if you want to come up and talk about this next session, this section.
Hello, everyone. Before we get started, I want to ask, how many of you have Android phones? Awesome. And how many of you use OneNote on Android? Oh, that's a good number. Cool. So this might interest you because I'm going to talk about a case from OneNote Android. And I'm also going to share some pro tips from Android. So we once were talking to this customer who had some really great feedback about the app. And in talking to them, we realized that they were using the app in certain one or two very unique ways that we hadn't seen on mobile before. So they had tens of notebooks open on their mobile device with many sections and thousands of pages. And we say that's unique because our data suggests that on OneNote Android, more than 50% of our users live on a single notebook and a single section with only a couple of pages in them. Yeah? So, and when we prodded deeper, we realized this person was actually an executive from a pretty big company. So they had many projects that they had to track and they were a part of. And they were always on the go. They were uniquely mobile. They were going to meetings, talking to customers. So they needed all the information for their projects handy with them available on their mobile at the fingertips. And OneNote was great for them because they could set up all these team notebooks for their various projects on their mobile and could access them on the go. The other thing that we noticed was that one of their notebooks had like thousands of emails in them. So we asked them, like, what are you doing here? And they said that they had their secretary or their assistant move all of the important mails that they ever received into separate pages in OneNote. And it was great because their assistant went ahead and put some context associated with these emails right aside these emails. For instance, like if they were going to a meeting, then she would put all the mails that kind of led up to the meeting. She would put like documents that they would review during the meeting, like maybe PowerPoint decks or spreadsheets. And she would also put action items or the follow-up items that the executive had to go back and do from those meetings right alongside the meeting invite. And she would put all of that in a OneNote page. So OneNote is great at mixed content. So you can have, like Ben was saying, audio, video, you can have images, you can have all sort of documents sitting right next to your notes. And they also mentioned that it was great for their assistant because she worked on a shared notebook with her boss in a very collaborative manner. So every time they would go for a meeting, his assistant would prepare everything and have all the information out for them in OneNote. So wherever they go, they are equipped with all the information that they need. And his assistant was like a rock star performer for him. So yeah, so that's it was very interesting to us. And in fact, after that, in about maybe 2-3 months, we saw that one of our very own executives, which is Ben's boss, was using the app in a pretty similar manner. So they would back up all the important mails that came to our team in our team notebook. And at the end of every week, he would send out a weekly summary with all the important, interesting mails that came to our team. And that really drove home the point that there is no unique scenario, because if you are doing something and you feel that it's a unique scenario, there are hundreds of other customers out there who might be using the app in a very similar manner because they could have similar needs. So with this, the point that I really want to drive home is that there is no right or wrong way to use OneNote. You use OneNote the way that works for you. So if you can get OneNote working for you, then that's the right way. That's the best way to use OneNote. Although, I also want to make a point that there are better ways to use OneNote. And I'll just share some pro tips. So I don't know if you guys were here on Tuesday when Ben was presenting a session on Windows 10. He was talking about what's new in Windows 10 and pro tips from Windows 10. That was a great session. Its code was BRK2120, so in case it's recorded, you guys can go catch up on it on the Ignite site. So he's already done Windows 10, so I'm going to do mobile today. So some of these pro tips are going to be useful for all of you who use OneNote on mobile. The first tip, even though it might sound really obvious, is that the real power of OneNote is when your notebooks sit on the cloud and they sync across all your devices. So get cloud connected, put your notebooks on the cloud. The second is mobile and data. So when you open a notebook on mobile, what we do is we kind of download all the content in that notebook and have it available locally on your device. So where you're on the go or if you're offline, you have access to all your OneNote content. And that's great for you, right? When you're traveling, you're in a no network area, or I was on a 20-hour long flight from India, it's handy because I had all of my information on my phone available to me. But there might be situations where you might not want to download so much data. Say you are in a low bandwidth situation, or you're on a high cost network, you're roaming, or you have low battery, and you don't want OneNote to be syncing all the content automatically. There are settings both within OneNote iOS and within OneNote Android to control the amount of data that OneNote syncs for you and stop syncing data automatically. So you might want to go check out those settings on your app. Web content. So we were saying, right, OneNote is great at mixed content. And what is one of the content that you typically need access to? It's web content. Like if I'm researching on some article on like I'm reading up something on Wikipedia, or I'm going through some like interesting recipe, there are times that I want to save it in OneNote so that I can access them later. And you can save web content, clip web content to OneNote not only on your desktop but also on your mobile devices. And in a quick second, I'll show you how that is done, like how you can do that. Office lens camera. Now this is a big one. And I feel it's one of the most like useful but underrated features of OneNote. Do any of you guys use Office Lens? Okay, cool. So you guys know what it is. It is essentially like a really good scanner camera app that helps you scan all your work-related documents, maybe your like receipts, your whiteboard captures, your business cards, or like a document, like a written document that you want to scan. It's great at doing all of that. And these are the kind of documents that we all like very often need for work. And OneNote comes pre-integrated with the Office Lens camera, so you don't need to download a separate app. If you're using OneNote and you want to capture notes which have images in it, you can do so with the integrated camera in the OneNote mobile apps. And I'll show you a quick demo in a second as well. How is it useful? So say you are in a meeting and you're taking like meeting notes in OneNote, and you're also doing something on the whiteboard. So you're working collaboratively with your team on the whiteboard. You can use the integrated Office Lens camera to capture an image of the whiteboard, clean it up real nice, and add it to the same OneNote page. Quick capture. So our research data shows that almost 70% of all quick note taking happens on mobile. And what do I mean by quick taking? Sometimes you have a quick thought, you might want to jot it down, or there's an image, just a single image that you want to capture, or you might want to capture a quick audio or clip a part of a web page. These are all like quick contents that you often need to capture, and almost 70% of such quick capture happens on mobile. And when we ask these people like what really matters to them at the time of capture, about 60% of the respondents told us that it's speed of capture that matters. So quick capture is really important for our users. And at OneNote, one of our missions is to let you guys capture your thoughts at the speed of light. So there are like many like tools within the OneNote mobile apps and even in the desktop apps to quickly capture content. And I'll show you a demo right now because, yeah, enough talking. Let me just jump onto the demo. So I'll just get this set up in a second. Okay, that's my boy. Yeah. So I've been using OneNote a lot at Ignite, and it's making me very productive. So you're at the end of Ignite, so the tips that I'm about to share will not help you this time around, but it will definitely help you in the next conference that you guys attend. So like I was saying, like I came on a long flight from India, and this is my first Ignite. In fact, this is this first session that I'm ever speaking at in a conference. So thank you. Thank you. So I was curious, I want to read up more about it. So I was reading up what is the history of Ignite, I'm in Orlando for the first time, so what's there in Orlando? So I was at this Wikipedia page for Orlando, and I figured I'm on a long flight, I have nothing to do. I have movies to watch, but yes, with something more productive to do. So what I can do is I can hit these 3 dots in the browser, it's called the overflow menu, and then this share button that I can hit, and then I get an option to share to OneNote. I open that, and it starts clipping this web content to me. That was quick. I do save, and now when I go back to OneNote, here's the whole article for me. It's clipped. It's a long article. So I'll scroll up. I'll keep scrolling up. Yeah. Yep. So you see how fast that whole article was clipped? And I can do stuff like, I can go highlight something that I want to something that is important that I want to kind of highlight and reference later. I can always come back to it. And if I hit a back button, it's all saved. The other thing that I'm doing at Ignite this time, or rather, like when you're attending any conference, for instance, right? You have a lot of bills. You have a lot of receipts to scan, right? So you have your food bills, you have your hotel bills, you have your telephone bills, cab bills, so many bills. And you have to get it reimbursed because you're not paying for that yourself. Earlier how I used to do this is I would take a photo of each of my receipts and I would keep it on my phone gallery. It would get nicely mixed up with all my personal images, like the photos of me killing it at Universal Studios with my friends last night. And then I would need to go back home, retrieve all of these work-related scans and images from all of my personal photos, upload that to my, take that to my desktop, file it for reimbursement, and then I'll be done. So there are a lot of steps involved here, right? So what I'm doing at this Ignite is that I've created this section for Ignite, and I've created this page called Ignite Expense. So I open it, and I'm scanning all my receipts with the Office Lens integrated camera. So here are all the receipts that I've collected since I've come here. And these are all real receipts, not for demo purposes. And in fact, I just went to grab a breakfast from the market here at Hyatt right now, just before coming here. I've not scanned this yet. So I'm going to do that with the Office Lens camera. Now, you see the camera button in here? I'll just hit that. Capture a photo. That's the option that I'll hit. And then it's in the photo mode. So if I capture this right now, it'll look like any ordinary photo, right? But with the Office Lens integrated camera, I can just switch to document mode. And it nicely cropped out all the, the whole receipt for me. It removed all the extra edges around it. It cleaned up the text. So if you notice, the text is nicely popping. And I can hit the button right here. And the receipt just gets added to my OneNote page. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to export this thing as a PDF. When I go back home, upload it to my reimbursement tool, and I'm done. No more, mixing work photos with personal photos and looking for them there. There's another thing that I wanted to show you, the last thing in my demo. So you have this overflow menu everywhere in the app, the 3 dots that you see. You can hit that. And there's something we call a badge. So there's a start badge button here, right? So I tap that. And then there's this cute little circle thingy that hangs around my phone, just like that. I mean, we'll come back to it. So at Ignite, I'm meeting a lot of customers. I'm talking to them, and they often say these very, very interesting things. So right now, in my booth, one of the customers said something really smart, and I think that will be the quote or key takeaway for me from Ignite that I'm going to go back to India and share with my team. So he said, OneNote is my brain at home, and it's my filing cabinet at work. And I thought it was a cool way to express it, and he was like a fan, so he was all out talking about how it's helping him. I thought it was pretty cool. I'd want to note this down, but I wouldn't want to interrupt my conversation with him, right? And I need to do that if I search for the OneNote app on my phone, open it up, take a new page, take a note. So I can just bring up the OneNote badge, note that down, brain at home, filing cabinet at work, hit this button, and I'm done. This note is now saved to OneNote. And when I'm done with all my sessions, I've spoken to everyone. If I go back home, now I want to collect all my notes, I can simply go to OneNote. And I open it. And do you see the last note in here? Brain at home, filing cabinet at work. That's what I'll open, and that's the note that I took. So it really like kind of optimizes the amount of time that I spent like taking notes. It's really quick, and then it didn't like interrupt my conversation with the customer that I was having. So these are the demos that I wanted to show, and really wanted to drive home the point that, I mean, if you are at a conference next time, I'm sure these tips should help you. They helped me this time. With that, I transition back to Ben. Ben, come on over. Thank you.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic. Those are some cool demos. Anybody got some new tricks there? I think that the quick capture one's really good because you can imagine, when you're in a meeting, talking face to face, sometimes, pulling out your phone, someone's like, what are you doing? Checking sports scores? And maybe I am. But now I can also write down my notes quickly while I'm checking the Red Sox score, so that's good. Go Sox. Yeah, there you go. So thank you so much, Amrita. That is awesome to see. And we're gonna have a whole bunch of time for questions here because I think what I'd like to do kind of next is open it up to say what are some questions you might have for your enterprise, because all of these tips and tricks are going to be both unique and, as we said, not unique for everybody's individual situation. But that said, how to provide feedback and get help. Like tickets. If in your enterprise, which it's an enterprise talk, you have access, to pretty premier support. In fact, if you're in education, which is, a type of enterprise perhaps, you have a specific education portal as well. Also, in-app feedback. If you're doing something interesting or you have a piece of feedback, please let us know. In the apps, feedback, we've got the feedback hubs, we have our user voice, and we actually do review this stuff just about every day. There's a guy who sits next to me, I've mentioned him twice now, his name is Kentaro. Hi, Kentaro. And he passes me just about every bug or item or issue or unique thing that we see through this tool. So it really, really actually does get to us, which is really cool. Best way to do it, feedback tickets. So if you only take away 3 things from this, what I'd say is a best practice is one that works for you and your organization. 2, a cloud notebook is a happy notebook. One thing that we didn't touch on before, but that is really important is we've introduced a new sync engine that is dramatically faster. It is more reliable. You will see less sync errors with a little 0x hex code. And in fact, we can actually go and fix up issues proactively when we find them on the service now. And this is something that is available on all of the modern clients. So on OneNote for Windows 10, on Android, iOS, it's coming to OneNote Online very shortly. And this is just another reason, in addition to having your notebooks available everywhere, which in the enterprise is invaluable, is that you can have an even more reliable and quick solution once your notebooks are up in the cloud. And of course, how to get help, support.office.com. Ask for help and you shall receive. A best practice is one that works. It's really funny. People, when I get on the phone with somebody, they have the same reaction kind of like when you get in somebody's car. They thought, oh, I'm sorry for the mess. You walk into their house, I'm sorry for the mess. Because they think like, I'm some sort of I'm the OneNote team. My notebook must be incredibly well organized. It's not. I just have the stuff where it makes sense for me. And everyone's always apologizing for their notebooks. Like, if the one thing I kind of really, if the 3 things are too much, the one thing is the way you are using OneNote, if you are using OneNote, is the right way to use OneNote. So with that, I'd say thank you very much for coming, an early Friday morning. And we'd love to have a big open session for Q&A. So for our first time presenter here, please. So questions, we got mics for the session. Go up, grab a mic. Start right here, please.
Yeah, can you demonstrate what you were saying about setting up sync settings? I don't see them.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Sorry, limiting bandwidth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, sorry. My laptop got... Okay. Cool.
There's also the setting is also available in OneNote for Windows 10, where you can say download all of this offline. We kind of jokingly call that our executive feature because we have a couple of execs who pinged us and they were like, I don't want my stuff to be syncing. I want it all there. And say, okay, click that button. You don't care about bandwidth? Go for it. But on mobile.
Yeah. So this is Android and we have two settings on it. The first setting is sync on Wi-Fi, which is basically it will only sync when you are on a Wi-Fi network and stop syncing on mobile. And the sorry.
I just figured out what I was doing wrong, which is probably what everybody else is probably going to be doing wrong if you're stuck like me. You can't be in a notebook. You can't be in a, you can't use the settings on the keyboard. Don't use the cog. You have to use the ellipse in the top right-hand corner.
okay.
So just to repeat for the stream.
Two sets of settings.
Two sets of settings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always a chance for rationalization.
Yeah, and just the second setting is sync down all images and files and images, where you can turn off syncing files and images no matter what network you're on.
No, it's a
Cool.
good question.
Thank
We got an extra little demo in. Thank you. Over here, please.
My question is, what's OneNote's bandwidth in the GCC high area? Are you fully functioning there, or are you in process, and what's the timeline if so?
Sure. Question was GCC High, which is our most secure government cloud, or the most secure government cloud I'll talk about. I got you. What it is basically in our more secure environments, the sync is hitting what we call legacy sync. Because of security, we want it to go through that full SharePoint, properly all the way vetted flow. So with that, you might not see the extreme performance improvements that you will on some of the lower security clouds, but sync still works absolutely the same way. Might be just what we term legacy sync. There are also some features in our higher security clouds that aren't available. We're working on that feverishly, believe me. That's me and a gentleman named Bill are on that just about every day on some calls about it. So we're looking to bring all of the services to our high security clouds. But it's all there, it's all going to sync. You got all of the existing functionality is going to be there for you. Awesome.
Thank you.
Over here.
So I have, can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah.
there
Oh,
we
yes.
go. So I have two questions. Can we use add mention in OneNote for action items?
Allison, are you listening to app mentions? So not yet. I was talking on camera there. Not yet. We are working on it feverishly as well. That is
Awesome.
something we literally had a meeting yesterday about. I think it's now, app mentions are available in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint comments, which is a really cool thing. And it, of course, lends itself completely naturally to OneNote. As you want to delegate things out, as you want to use tags and these sorts of things, you're thinking the same way.
Okay, so here's another one, my wish list.
Go for it.
I have my project managers and our data analysts who are taking meeting minutes using a template that we have to recreate every single time. I would love to have a OneNote template that we can customize so that when we do a new page, it will automatically choose that template to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing we're absolutely working on. In fact, again, we made sure we had that on the list yesterday. Sasha, there's your customer. Good. Just live delegation, it works out great. Now let's go right here.
My question, actually more of a wish list. Is
Sure.
there any future for where you can have, actually here at Ignite, I was trying to use my Android device and my Surface device at the same time. Was hoping to be using the lens feature to be pulling in the pictures and then switch to my Surface for taking notes underneath those. There's a delay right at this point. Is there any kind of future looking like more of an instant, like if it sees that I'm in both on the same page in two devices where it actually speeds up and tries to keep them in perfect step with one another?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we would term, there's a concept of real-time sync, and there's near real-time. We are trying to get to near real-time. Okay. It is something that absolutely we were demoing on the floor before, where it's pretty quick. Of course, network conference Wi-Fi, such as it is. But if you are looking on the same page, logged in with two devices, you will find it, if you're on OneNote for Windows 10 at least, it will be much, much, much speedier.
Yeah,
Now,
it's been pretty good, but it's
Sure.
still noticeable. When you're trying to keep up with a
with a keynote, something like that.
keynote
Sure.
or something
Yeah.
like this, it's not fast enough yet.
Job security, we're working on it.
And then my second question is there any way, or are you guys looking at bringing in the lens feature into photos we bring in? to it, the ones that we just took, but ones that we may have on our device, I would like to bring it in and be able to have that same system just automatically crop out like a receipt or a whiteboard or something like that after the fact.
I did not pay this
Can I-
man, but yes, excellent question. Please,
Can I take that?
take that, please, yes.
So on both Android and iOS, you can do that already today.
What
So-
about the
Windows?
10, yeah.
We're working on that as well.
Yeah.
In fact, oftentimes what we do, you'll see, will notice a pattern, is when we're big believers in iterative development. We're big believers in making sure that things work before, we throw everybody, all in on that. And what we found is that with our initial experiments integrating Office Lens directly into the app on mobile, mobility at first, we've realized it's so unbelievably useful, and we've been getting such positive feedback about it, that we are bringing it to the desktop client. It just wasn't the natural thing for us to try first, but we're absolutely working on that.
Sounds good, thank you.
That's Tony, yeah. So over here, please.
Yeah, I have two questions. One's kind of a feature-related question, and one's more of a strategic question.
Sure.
So the first question, I noticed in OneNote 10, the Windows 10 version versus the 2016 version, it doesn't seem like you're able to. The feature I would use all the time is there'd be a specific email that I wanted that was related to a project, and I'll export it to OneNote. And there's like a one-click, move to OneNote.
Yes.
It'll take a little picture of it and copy the email. So I can actually open the email and basically do anything related around that email. It seems to be gone. I don't know if it's coming back or if there's a better way I should do that now. And then if you want to answer that one first.
Sure, yeah, no, it actually, there's a little bit of a weird gap in there.
Okay.
We were kind of switching over technology, and we're kind of in one of those things where it was like the old one, new one kind of thing. But yes, specifically there is a button that is, if you're an insider's fast, this might be available either, if not today, then in about 25 days. Don't quote me on that, he says on a quoted stream. But it should be there shortly,
Okay,
because
so
we know it's a critical thing.
Okay,
I mean,
so
our
it's
VP
not
does that
going
all the
away.
time.
That's good.
You got it.
The second question is more strategic. So we're starting to utilize Teams a lot more, and I'm sure you guys are seeing this, but I'm in 10 teams. They all have a OneNote notebook. I have a personal OneNote notebook. I don't want to have to manage 10 OneNote notebooks. Is there any thought around that? How do you envision us using 10 OneNote notebooks for 10 teams? Is there a plan to try to get it into just one OneNote notebook and organize it that way? What's the strategy there?
I think that, how we say, eat your own dog food? Well, in Microsoft, it's 10 in a book. I've got something like 100, something like that. Now, I'm not saying that. I think that I feel you. And, I think the proliferation of teams, the proliferation of different content sources and channels and things like that, we are looking at doing a better job of bringing together summary views, doing a better job of kind of bringing everything together. I will say, so what you're noticing though is when you open up your OneNote client outside of Teams, you can actually go and open those exact same notebooks. And you're right, if you need to be in all of those every day, it can be a little bit of a bouncing exercise.
Like most of the notebooks I probably don't even want to use. I just want, I really just want one OneNote notebook.
Yeah, totally.
And I guess just kind of a think about with teams coming, and do we really need OneNote notebooks for every team, and making that default? That's kind of think about that sort of thing. Thank you.
No, it's a great piece of feedback. Thank you, and something we're definitely going to take a look at. Let's see, go over here, please.
Hi, my question is actually similar to the last one. So one of my use cases for OneNote is, as a manager, I have one-on-ones with my team members. I have 15 direct reports, and I don't want 15 separate notebooks for them. I'm wondering if, because right now they don't have access to their tabs in my one-on-one notebook, but I'd like to have the granularity to say Bob has permission to his tab. And another use case for that is at the leadership level, we don't want our admin to have access to the personnel financials tab or something like that. Is that kind of granularity for permissions something that's on the radar?
So I actually have a great solution for you. My peer, the dev manager, who is in charge of the OneNote apps, actually does exactly this with his team. And what he does is he sets up a notebook that's the apps LT notebook, and then he password protects each section for his reports. And then it might be a little old school, but he knows the password, they know the password. There you go. Because what happens now is that both of them know the password to get into that section. You can collaborate, you can put in notes, they can put in notes. And none of the other team members can see. They can see that there's a little tab there that, that says that person's name, but it's kind of neat because he has his own section. Every, report has a section. And that's one way that you can go in there and have, one shared notebook collaboratively like that. That's a great way to do it. I will say, if you need like really, really, really hardcore, like you don't want anybody to even know it exists, that's where the different notebooks are going to come into play. But individual permissioning is something we're looking at. Indeed, section sharing and page sharing. It requires a little kind of fundamental re-architecture of the OneNote model, but we're hard at work on it. That's going to be a little bit out in the future, but that's a great use case. Yeah.
I don't want to remember 15 passwords.
You could, there could be a little bit of a trick there. Maybe it's the person's name, something like that, but no, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. It's a great question. Over here.
Questions. First one is, last year I was here at Ignite, and the person up there with OneNote told us to start using OneNote in Windows 10 because that is going to be, all the changes are going to be there. Having moved my 2016 OneNotes to Windows 10, which was a little different, I noticed I lost some features that was in 2016. One of the biggest things, I was unable to print. I was unable to print from Windows 10. So are we now, and then I was told from another support, keep using 2016 because 2019 is going to be out. So what is the final word on this, please?
I would be happy to clarify. So the only thing that we have done with Office 2019 is we've changed the default app. So 2016 is going to be in support through 2020, extended support through 2025. You can continue to use 2016. In fact, I will say, as the PM of OneNote, please, if the option is, being frustrated with the app or like not using it, you can use 2016, absolutely. We believe that OneNote for Windows 10 it's where we're investing the most. We know that there are feature gaps. In fact, my talk on Tuesday is kind of like all about the new things that are coming there, the new features that we need. Printing is one of those things. Printing to OneNote, printing from OneNote, all of those things are critical. Indeed, some people might not know this, but if you want to get the print to OneNote functionality back for OneNote for Windows 10, go into the Windows store and you need to download a little add-in called Send to OneNote. That will enable sending to OneNote for Windows 10. So that's just one little thing there. But acknowledge there are absolutely feature gaps, templates, things around extensibility and add-ins. These are things that this is my day job, is getting that app, the 10 years of features, being very thoughtful about what we're bringing over, but understood there are things missing right now. We're getting to those. Use what works for you. The nice thing with the cloud-connected notebooks is you can be in the same notebook. This is what we do all the time. I work in OneNote for Windows 10 just about every day. Once in a blue moon, I'm missing something, I got to jump back over. It's the same notebook. It's cool. So I use the features, and I jump back over. So whatever session, whatever works. Same thing. No wrong way to use OneNote. No wrong app to use. There's a better app to use, but
Okay.
point
Question
taken.
number 2.
Sure.
I love the demo with the Android phone and everything else, but do we get the same experience on the Windows phone? I mean, I can't give up my Windows phone yet.
Thank you. Thank you for sticking with us. I deeply appreciate that. I will say that the OneNote app on WinPhone is not getting as many frequent updates as you might be noticing.
Yes.
Thank you for sticking with us. I don't have a lot more to say on that, unfortunately. But thank you but I really appreciate it, yes. Right over here, please.
A technical question. The iOS application, will you implement support for client certificates? So you can log on to on-premise?
So on-premise should work with iOS today.
Yes, but only with NTLM. I won't use
Okay.
client certificates.
That's a great piece of feedback. I'll bring that back to our engineers. Okay. Absolutely, thank you. Yeah. All right, over here, last question.
Hi, so you mentioned the best notebook is the cloud-connected one, and I believe going forward, the Windows 10 one is eventually only going to be online, either SharePoint or OneDrive. Sometimes we don't always get to choose our cloud storage provider in the corporate environment.
Yes.
What are the plans to bring other providers as kind of first-class citizens in that storage?
Right now, we're very much focused on like getting our middle tiers working, getting the best experience possible. Obviously, SharePoint, OneDrive. That does not preclude us from doing things in the future. I don't have anything to talk about right now today, but I would say that it's a great point. Just like Office is available, you know, the Office apps now on places like Dropbox. It's certainly something that's going to be interesting for us to look at long term. In the meantime, tell your IT admin to talk to me. I will make sure they're using the best in breed. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, guys. There's no booth to visit us at after, but I really appreciate we'll hang out here. Thank you so much for your time.